Fractures well cured make us more strong. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Moving to the thriving city of Shawnee, Kansas had not been what native New Yorker Tessa Wolowitz envisioned for her life, especially being in her early 20s. However, being fresh out of college and in need of a job, her liberal arts degree took her to the Midwest to work in a corporate office selling material goods to suppliers. Relocating to a town of less than reputable size, her new home, an apartment complex named North Creek Manor, was a perfectly adequate middle-class apartment complex, complete with a 3-floor walk-up, a garden by the primary office, and a pool. Adjusting well to her life in Shawnee, Kansas, Tessa was beginning to make friends at work. She bought a 76-inch television for her apartment. One day, her friends Howard and Bernadette came over to help unload the television and set it up in Tessa's apartment. The parking lot was practically empty because it was a late afternoon, so Tessa advised Howard that it would be okay to leave his truck parked in front of the apartment. It was not okay. The dark cloud of the homeowners association was moving in, and there was not a force on earth that could see it coming. After some time, Howard and Bernadette made their way back to Howard's truck when they noticed a letter had been left on the car. Dear Tessa Wolowitz, it is against North Creek Manor apartment complex regulation to leave a car in an undesignated spot. Continued procedural violations we met with swift dismissal of your application, resulting in your immediate eviction. The letter was signed Homeowners Association. No smile, no name. That was simply the ending to a letter that Tessa and her friends felt was truly heinous. Tessa was taken aback by the lack of a smile at the end of the letter. Tessa cried out, I am taken aback by the lack of a smile at the end of this letter. Is it so difficult? Where did the HOA even come from? I did not see anyone around. Howard and Bernadette offered their apologies and sympathies and were on their way. Tessa, however, was not so quick to move on. She felt that everything was adjusting well in her new life. She had new friends, a new television, and was in line for a promotion at work. She was a little scared, to be honest, because she did not know where the HOA people were hiding. But Tessa was determined to find out. In her righteous anger, she set out to create a ruse. She threw a leftover taco and its wrapper into the apartment parking lot and waited for the HOA to investigate. And investigate they did. 4 hours of waiting later, out came from an adjacent apartment a member of the HOA. Feelings of resentment flooded over her. She began to remember how unfair it felt to receive that letter, how she felt angry that the rules had not been made more clear, that there was no grace extended to her as she was the new girl in the complex. She went inside of her house. She was going to confront them. Preparing to go meet the HOA face to face, she saw in the cabinet a cake mix. It was in this groundbreaking moment that Tessa moved her hurt feelings aside in order to become the bigger person, to overcome an obstacle, to face adversity, to not badmouth but to heal, to respect the rules. She decided she was going to bake the HOA a cake. She felt this was the right gesture to make as she realized she truly loves people, how she only desires to be friends with every person she meets, and that rules are rules and she needs to take responsibility. So the following day, Tessa delivered the cake. It was not an easy task, given the personal assault she had felt had been flailed against her. Upon delivering, the HOA woman's countenance brightened as she inspected the bounty brought before her. She gave to Tessa her sincerest gratitude and welcomed her to the complex and to Kansas. For weeks after, Tessa always gave a smile to the HOA, and who also returned the favor. Tessa felt that all was right with the world until a letter came to her door one evening saying, You play your car stereo too loudly and it disturbs the neighbors. A moment of offense and sadness arose in Tessa until she realized at the end of the letter was a smile.